Hello, salutations. What it do? It's Dr. Gamer, all five the Durag Gang. You know the vibes, like the subscribe. Let's get it. Hello, chat. What is up, Durag Nation? What is up, Defenders? What is up, moderators? New friends, old enemies. How's everyone doing? Happy Jane Day. What's up, Aqua Shill, Divine Shine, Energy Games? What's up, Lemore, Z Tankin, King Tony? What's up, Angel? What's up, Ja, Epic Games? We them boys, Luis, a Black King. What's up, Ace? What's up, Papa Sanchez, Ability? What's up, Zach? Shadow Drift? What up, Jamar? What it do, everybody? What's up, Dark Matter? Happy Tuesday to you too. John Luke feels Jay might have the best iconic skin. If this is the iconic skin, she definitely has the best iconic skin, and it's not even close. Though, to be fair, pretty much all of the Avengers iconic skins are pretty bad, except for Spider-Man. They range from bad to okay. June Foster, indeed. What's up, Zay? What's up, Billy? June trailer tomorrow. June trailer today. Jane trailer today. We cut. If you haven't seen my reaction to it, exclamation mark Jane. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Lord Mar? How we fight Odin or Loki? Hello, hello. Natalie Portman as a playable character, evil Anthony Hopkins, and making deals with Tom Hiddleston. Gameplay trailer. Now, that is the question. So, right off the bat, state the obvious. We got the Jane Foster story trailer. It is the same comic book style of panel storytelling that we got for Spider-Man. But for Spider-Man, we also got a cinematic trailer. We haven't got that for Jane yet. This one is just a story trailer, basically explaining how Jane ended up in our Avengers world. What's up, Whiplash? Was that one-armed guy sitting on Jane's bedside Winter Soldier? No, that was Thor. What's up, Drew? They forgot to add Spider-Man and Black Panther in this photo. Why? Well, Black Panther, I don't know. Maybe he's in Wakanda at the time. But Spider-Man doesn't exist. This is a multi-platform hero. Spider-Man does not exist. That's why you're not going to see him in cutscenes either. He is a PlayStation exclusive. So they do not like to put Spider-Man in their marketing materials. Jane Foster. What's up, Harry? Jane Foster. Mary Sue in her run by Jason Aaron. You also heard that Jason Aaron totally ruined and crap on Thor and Odin during his time writing. I can't speak to that. I have no idea about her comic run. From what I remember, she had cancer, and then she got the powers of Thor, and then she died and came back as a Valkyrie. Doesn't sound very Mary Sue to me at all, but you know. So anyway, we got Jane Foster story trailer. We got to hear about the story of how she got into this game. The lore is basically in a alternate timeline. Jane Foster went to war against Odin, who had gone mad and was overseeing a post-apocalyptic Asgard. And when Jane realized she wasn't strong enough to bring down Odin herself, she made a deal with Loki, who's obviously always up to no good, even in this timeline especially. And together they were able to take out Odin, but Jane had no intention of, being buddy-buddy with Loki. And then somehow a portal opened and Jane was sent through it, and she ended up in the timeline with our current Avengers as we know them. Loki is presumably ruler over Asgard in her timeline, and she's going to help the Avengers fight AIM in this one. I'm assuming that the details of all that are going to be ironed out and more specific when we actually get the game and get to look at the intel files. What's up, you two, Toby? They gave an official release date. Miller was right. Jane Foster is going to be coming out on June the 28th. That is next Tuesday. Miller explained last week that he looked at the data mine files and basically he determined that the most likely release date for Jane Foster is going to be the 28th, and that's exactly how it ended up. What's up, Zaquan? What's up, JJ? In addition to the story trailer that we got for Jane Foster, breaking down her lore, how she's going to be popping into the game, we found out the voice actress for Jane Foster. It is Zara Fuzzle from I believe she was from Apex. She is the voice actress for Jane Foster. There were speculations about who the voice actors was going to be for Jane. Miller speculated it might be the voice actress from the 90s Rogue, or that might be the voice actress for Captain Marvel, but here we are. They managed to keep this one under wraps. That is your Jane Foster voice actress. I thought she sounded pretty great. The one thing Miller didn't predict was the Jane Foster voice actress. That's the one thing he didn't have access to, apparently. But everything else was pretty spot on. So welcome to the family, Zara. Great job from what I've heard as Jane Foster. Looking forward to her. Now, the actual Jane Foster design, I thought was fantastic. Especially the hair. I was wondering how they were going to compensate for the hair. Comic Jane has very long flowing hair. This game obviously does not do that well, or can't because of the engine. But they do ponytails, so it looks like, assuming this is what it's going to look like exactly in game, they kind of got around that with the ponytail look, similar to how Black Widow in her movie MCU skin has the long braid. What's up, Flossie? Buried Avengers look goofy. Absolutely. Once again, Miller GOAT, what needs to be done. They can explain the portal by saying that during the Cosmic Cube villain sector, it caused a tear in the multiverse. Yep, that's probably going to be something. That's probably going to be something that they throw out there, because we saw during the trailer that in Jane's own timeline, her and the Avengers fought against Monica and the Cosmic Cube. There's actually a screenshot in there of Jane Foster fighting with alternate recolor Avengers in the Cosmic Cube area villain sector. Yeah, I definitely need to see it in game, but conceptually, this looks amazing. You think Jane might get one in-game cutscene like Spider-Man? Maybe, but I heard no. She's using Thor's hammer and not the one Miller leaked. That is incorrect. Energy Games. There are definitely some misconceptions that I want to clarify. The what's up, Kwabina? Exclamation mark Jane in the chat if you didn't see the trailer already and want to see me go over that with my initial reaction. I already posted a video of it before I went live, so definitely feel free to check that out. But some things about the trailer that and Jane I want to clarify is that, for one, Loki is not going to be a playable character. That's not happening. Not in this DLC, at least. We're not fighting Odin. We're not fighting Loki. We're not going to be in Asgard. That's not going to fly. That's not what this is. We already went over before exactly what was going to be in patch 2.5. It's going to be basically a hero event like Spider-Man was. So we're getting a new character, Jane Foster. You're going to get, her challenge card. You're going to be able to unlock cosmetics. There's not going to be a new biome, no Asgard, no Loki boss fight, none of that. It's just going to be straight up new character, Jane Foster. That's it. It's going to be a hero event. That's it. The next content update after Jane Foster is going to be cloning labs. So no Asgard yet. Could they do Asgard? Sure. Could they do Loki villain sector? Absolutely. But that would be later in the future. We know that Thor, in his iconic mission storyline, Loki has already come to Earth and is causing trouble. And we know now from the lore, Jane Foster has her own Loki that's causing trouble. So they could do it, but that's not what's going to happen in 2.5. The other thing, Mjolnir, the Unjarn that Miller leaked is in fact in the game. They explained this actually in the blog as well. So Miller was not wrong. No one's wrong. She will have Mjolnir and the Unjarn and the Unjarn. That was explained already in the blog, and I went over it as well. It is going to be her ultimate. Her ultimate is called the All Weapon, and it will allow her to access this Unjarn, which in the comics was a weapon made from the pieces of Mjolnir, which can basically morph into different weapons. So as they explained in the blog, she's going to wield both Mjolnir and the Unjarn. So she's not just going to have Mjolnir. She's going to have both weapons, both Mjolnir and the weapon that Miller leaked already, and the one that they broke down. This is the same one they broke down in the blog. So just wanted to make sure all that's cleared up, because I definitely was seeing some confusion. She will have both weapons, and you're not going to be fighting Loki when the patch goes live this upcoming Tuesday. It would be awesome, but it ain't happening. You're gonna get Abomination boss. Yeah, all the content that's in the game right now, you're going to be playing that with Jane. She-Hulk is next when Disney Plus show comes out. That looks like the most likely scenario. They, according to Miller's intel, they've basically been holding She-Hulk for a while. She's been done, so they're just waiting to roll her out. She-Hulk is already a done deal. It is what it is. No Thor, nope, no Stormbreaker. She-Hulk better not come to this game. Unfortunately, Vix, that's already a done deal. She's coming to the game, and she's coming next. Hasi, do you think, or should we expect details on the next patch? So the next patch would be, I guess the next content patch would be cloning labs, and we already got details on that in the blog that they released for Jane Foster the other week. So once Jane Foster actually comes into the game, then the next blog or information update should be a deeper dive into cloning labs to get some more specifics about what to expect besides the story aspects and what the gear is going to be and everything like that. And then I expect them to reveal the next character. So the 28th is when Jane comes out. So I would guess in the next couple weeks after Jane, we'll get some kind of update about what's going on with cloning labs. They still have the Corrupted Vibranium event. Yep, that's gonna be a dub. They have to add War Machine. I'm sure they will, if they can. I'm sure they'll throw War Machine in there, but right now they're all about MCU synergy, so they don't really have a reason to, fast track War Machine at all. Right now, I'm guessing they're going to wait for Armor Wars and then drop them out. Do we know if She-Hulk will have any cutscenes? According to Miller's intel, She-Hulk is going to be a full operation, which means she will have a villain, which he believes is going to be Ultron, as well as cutscenes. So while Jane Foster is basically going to be like a Spider-Man hero event, She-Hulk is going to be basically like Kate Bishop taking aim, that sort of thing. Jane's iconic is so fire. Absolutely, I love the look. Anyone else think the design is better than what Jane did? So it's hard. So purely aesthetically, yeah, absolutely, I agree. Obviously, it's a comic, it's animated, so it's not exactly fair to say, oh, compare live action Jane to the comic or a video game, but design, just purely aesthetically, design wise, I definitely think this looks way better than the MCU. This looks like they looked at different comic runs of Jane to draw inspiration from, and it looks fantastic. I love what they came up with. It looks absolutely awesome. So I was wild about to be idiot spending some money on their skins. Oh no, I don't think that's going to be a problem. The iconic is free, so I don't care. I don't care about already after seeing the iconic. I don't care about the MCU one, and the iconic one is free, so I'm Gucci. The only thing hurting my wallet right now is bills. Bills are the only thing messing with my wallet. I'm going to be fine with Avengers. I can rock out. If this is what the iconic Jane looks like in game, I don't need any of her other skins. I'm good. Do you think they'll have yeah, they're going to have the, I don't know if they're going to do for Thor, but yeah, they're going to have the MCU skins when Jane Foster comes out. This whole Jane Foster idea was just about synergy with the MCU. So Jane's going to be out on the 28th, and then when the movie comes out that week, they're going to roll out MCU tie-ins. It's going to be the same thing they did with Miss Marvel. When Miss Marvel's show came out on the same day, they had Miss Marvel's MCU skin all ready to go. The same thing's going to happen with Jane, and I would assume they would do the same thing with Thor to fully capitalize on Love and Thunder. But they're definitely going to have a Jane MCU skin, a Jane MCU suit. So Bruno, we're just breaking down Dick Foster, Uncle Casual. This game's dead. Back. Can't believe these shills like Casual Avenger keep talking about this game, this dead game. She-Hulk is going to be most likely August. They haven't even revealed her yet, so no chance of it coming in July. But after they have Jane already rolled out, I'm expecting them to break down cloning labs a little more and reveal what's next, which should be She-Hulk. That's pretty much the pattern they've been following, a couple updates at a time. They revealed to patch 2.3, said Nexus 2.4, broke down all that. Then they brought out 2.4 and said, what's next is Jane. Then they rolled out Jane and said, this is Jane. What's next is cloning labs, etc. That's pretty much the pattern that they're going with. And dropping a C note on Jane. Oh, yeah, they're going to make some bread. Everything is great with Jane Foster, but her arms are bigger than Cap's. As they should be. She's a god. He's a man. Future Evolution, the real part. Okay. Facts. If I can't autoplay, it's not a real game. Yeah, I'm definitely hoping they especially with this lore update, I'm definitely hoping they eventually get Loki in here as a villain now that they have both Jane and Thor in the game, because they did say that going forward their focus was going to be on more heroes and more villain multiplayer content. And if that's true, they're going to do more villain content for multiplayer. Seems like a Loki is a no-brainer. They already got a character model for him apparently. They already got a design at least based on this trailer. It's actually this story trailer for Jane is actually the first time they showed Loki in the game, because when Loki was first introduced in the game, he was impersonating Thor. So this is the first time we actually got to see a design of Loki. You love an Odin raid or Odin? Well, Odin's dead in Jane's timeline, so I'm guessing if they did something like that, it would be the Odin in this timeline went crazy as well. That would be cool. 4 AM gameplay trailer coming. God, I hope they don't do that again. That was so random. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, if you remember when we first got our gameplay trailer for Spider-Man, IGN published that as well, but it was like at 4 o'clock in the morning. And everybody else, apparently the embargo was like noon, because that's when everyone else posted. But IGN posted at like 4 AM this gameplay trailer, and I just so happened to be awake. It was like, oh, suck, I guess I gotta cover it. You want to fight Destroyer and Loki? Abomination boss fight in Walmart? Now, that's what I'm talking about. Why can't we just get more game modes, bosses, raids? We have 11 new characters. You would prefer that they focus on old characters, add new combos, because all of that costs money and time. Game development is, not magic. You can't just wave your hand and just get raids and new game modes into the game, especially a game that doesn't have a huge amount of developers. Like I already said, they are going to be focusing going forward on villains and villain multiplayer aspects to the game. So they were basically going to be trying to improve the multiplayer aspect. But they still don't have a team as big as Bungie or Epic Games, so obviously it's going to take time to do all that, but they already are doing everything you just mentioned, except for even updating older characters. They talked about updating traversal for older characters. They've said they have interest in adding skills, but all of this takes time. Still, this is nothing they haven't heard before. They've already expressed that they're working on this stuff. It's just going to take time. Hopefully the Embracer group is at least impressed enough with what they've been showing them to give them some extra funding so that they can put their vision of Avengers out there. This game for all you haters who don't play it or who don't care about it. No one cares. I'll play something else. Vision is worthy of lifting hammer. Bring him in. Absolutely. Woke up to Twitter going ham. Oh, for sure. I was wondering when I knew they were going to post. This is so funny. I knew they were going to post update too. I was like, I woke up. I was sleeping. Then I woke up. I had a dream that Jane Foster was going to get rolled out. Some Jane Foster trailer was going to get rolled out today on social media, and then I tweeted. Then I posted in the Illuminati Discord and was like, the new Illuminati Discord, and did the eye emoji. It was like, cause because I was like, yeah, I saw it in a dream, and then around noon, I get a DM. I'm like, oh, the trailer's out. I'm like, oh, there he is. June Foster, it is. Biggest franchise in the world doesn't have a good development team. Well, you're describing two different things, Vix. Marvel is one of the biggest IPs in the world. Crystal Dynamics is by no means one of the biggest developers in the world. Unfortunately, Square Enix, who published the game, they all fumbled the bag, so the game failed to live up to expectations, and then Square immediately started having people shipped off to other projects on Crystal Dynamics. You know, they had them move over to Tomb Raider, move over to Perfect Dark, and kind of just put Avengers in maintenance mode because they were planning on selling Crystal Dynamics anyway to another company. And now that the sale has happened, we're still waiting for it to be finalized. It looks like Embracer might be willing to give Avengers another look. But the deal has to actually close officially, which should happen in the next few months. Am I going to stream Midnight Suns? I'm not sure. I got a lot of stuff to cover in October, potentially. I don't know if I'm going to do Midnight Suns or not. We'll see if I can get access to it early. Jane Foster. That is the Jane Foster from Marvel's Avengers. Jane Foster, according to the lore, was in another timeline where she, similar to ours, except Odin went crazy in her timeline and she teamed up with Loki to kill him, but then somehow got transported to our timeline. Dr. Prophet having visions in his dreams. It actually happened. I'm not saying I caused the Jane Foster trailer to drop today, but I did have a dream before it happened. How big will the update be? As we went over before, it's a hero event, just like Spider-Man. So expect the same thing we got for Spider-Man's hero event. You get a new character, new challenge card, some objectives that let you unlock additional cosmetics. There's going to be an event going on at the same time. Should be corrupted vibranium, so you can level up your Jane. But there's going to be new intel files. You might get a cutscene, but probably not. But basically, you're mainly getting a new character. The next content update that's going to have missions is going to be Cloning Labs, which we don't have a release date on yet, but it might be July. Gene Foster for the win. Yep, we're going to be doing a raid. Doom Killer is having a raid race. Basically, the first team who gets Jane Foster through the raid wins the race. But the catch is that your strike team for the raid has to be all Jane Fosters. Everyone has to be a Jane Foster. So you're going to have to level up Jane Foster so that she can qualify for the raid, and then get her into the raid with 3 other Jane Fosters. So that should be a fun challenge. It should only take about 20 to 30 minutes to get Jane to level 150. Then after that, it's going to be a matter of getting enough XP to unlock skills and get some actual good gear. So the whole process is probably going to take a couple hours to get her raid ready. But then you also have to find a whole team. So that's going to be tricky. Excited to fight Asgardian aimbots in the DLC story. You're not going to fight Asgardian anything. There's no DLC story apart from what was told in the comic book panels and what's going to be told in the intel files. It's just going to be Jane Foster dropped into the current game. See what awaits us in the future. You would like the game to become really great. You believe in the developers and the team because they're really fans of the universe. All DLCs are free, indeed. Jane's free challenge card. Might have to buy it. Yeah, it's going to now the challenge. I'm only going to drop bread on the challenge card if it's free, if it's good. If it's another trash challenge card like what Spider-Man got, I ain't touching it. How do you get my gamer tag? My PSN is Sadot Soul, and but usually when I am playing with subs, you just drop your PSN in the chat, and then I add you. Of course, Avengers is not crossplay enabled, so if you're not on PlayStation, can't help you. But if you're on PlayStation and I happen to be playing multiplayer, I'll let people know, drop your PSN in the chat, and then I'll put you on the strike team and we'll play. Jane Foster, Far From Home. 30 minutes for 150. Yep, that is the current cheese. You can get any new character to 150 in 20 to 30 minutes. Well, it's not even new cheese, it's old cheese. But Bob Duck and Weave snitched. Bob Duck and Weave recently snitched and show people how to get to 150 in 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. You'd be 175 in 2 weeks. Yeah, everybody out here snitching. It's not that hard. It's the old method. Bob just slightly tweaked it. Essentially, the way the game currently works is if you have a new character, if you run around to the various gear vendors and just buy gear, it will give you a huge boost to your power level. So essentially, the way it currently works is you would go into, you have a new character, you would go into a new mission, you would go into a mission like enter the Avengers in Manhattan, and then you would open some chests, don't fight any enemies, open some chests, open a chest, equip the highest level gear, go to the next chest, equip the highest level gear, etc. The only thing you would not do for this method is equip minor artifacts. You don't want to do that yet, but you just open the chest, equip the highest gear, keep going. Then you return to the Quinjet, go to the helicarrier, and then you're just going to go from vendor to vendor, buying the highest power level gear in each slot, going to the next vendor, buying the highest power level gear in the slot, and you're just equipping the highest level. You're just buying and equipping the highest level gear in each slot and just rotating to all the vendors until you're at 150. It's really that easy. You hope Jane brings additional players back, considering how fun she can be. I'm sure it will. I don't think she'll bring in as many people as Spider-Man did, but whenever a new hero drops in Avengers, it always leads to a spike in players. And Jane Foster is going to have the benefit of cross promotion with the movie. So I don't know if I'm going to participate in the race, but I want to, because I don't know if I'm going to have 3 other people with Jane leveled up that fast, but obviously I'm going to level up Jane as fast as possible so that I can get to the build and leveling her up, because the leveling up is the boring part of Avengers. The only interesting part is exploring the new skills, but the power level stuff, just opening chests, grabbing gear, that stuff is boring. It's just busy work. It really gets interesting once you're at 150 and can start looking for good gear to complement your skills and everything. So we're gonna skip all that, get to the good part, and we'll break down. We'll try to find the best way to play Jane Foster and see if we can get a raid ready in time. Yeah. Basically, the minor artifact. The minor artifact is because the power level system, the way it works is it averages out all your gear to determine your overall power level. So if you have a minor artifact, it brings down the average. So if you just don't have a minor artifact and do the method, you can just wait until you get to 150, and then once you're at 150, then you can start equipping artifacts because they'll be dropping at the soft cap. Wonder if they will add Daredevil and Moon Knight. Not anytime soon, I would imagine. As long as the same guy, that Jane who plays Spider-Man, doesn't play Jane. Does Jane have the same moves as Thor? Jane is going to have she's going to have a different intrinsic. She's going to have a different overcharge, different range attack, different range power attack, and a different ultimate. She's also going to have different takedowns and some different animations. She's going to share some similar moves and animations to Thor, but there are going to be the differences that I outlined. She is going to be out on the 28th, next Tuesday. I'm looking forward to seeing what other outfits they rolled out for her. But I love the initial design. Now that I'm expecting that they'll continue to post Jane Foster content. Here's another shot from the trailer. So in Jane's timeline, she was fighting Monica Cosmic Cube as well. Pretty neat. As soon as Jane comes out, Stitch Ridiculous going to have a video title called "How to Have Infinite All Weapon." He might. It depends on how the mechanic works. You know I'm gonna try it because a lot of the glitches for the heroes, like getting extra gear, getting extra perks without having the gear equipped, the infinite Bifrost, all those glitches are similar. So I'm definitely gonna be testing them. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think the Bifrost glitch is gonna work the same though, because the all weapon sounds like a very different move from the Bifrost. So I don't think it's gonna work. But I'll definitely look for any opportunity to cheese Jane Foster. Let's see, Jane Foster voice actors. Yep, we went over Jane's voice actors. Seems very lovely. And is very talented. What it do, everybody? Purple Hawk. Yep. I wouldn't say no to every color though. If it was free. But I'm loving my bunny slipper Hawk, so she has intrinsic base melee attack. You probably can put every status on it. True, Yardrat. Similar to the Black Panther cheese. We can see potential skins and underyarn. Well, thanks to Miller, we already saw underyarn. We already saw underyarn. He leaked that. What's up, Dot? Jane Foster's voice actress is gorgeous. Absolutely. Wonder how they'll do She-Hulk's hair. Maybe they'll do braids too. What elements do you recommend using with Thor? With Thor, use positive status effects. So status effects like Plasma, Pym, Cosmic, Vibranium, all those work better with Thor because he can naturally do Cryo and Shock, which are negative. So with Thor, you want to have all positive status effects. Yeah, I love the suit without the bunny slippers. To me, the bunny slippers make the look. There's a good chance the devs will stream this Friday. For sure. Well, I mean, they promised to stream. So they got some of the stuff they have to do out the way. They showed the release date. They showed the story trailer. They showed the voice actress. So now they got to show the actual, what the character actually looks like in game. And they can accomplish that with a live stream. So we'll be on the lookout for that. You can see that the hammer was gold, and like in the comics, the hammer was gold in the leak. I think the hammer was gold in the leak that Miller had. Now on Aaron, enjoy the rest of your stream, bro. Let's get 200 likes. Absolutely, Uncle Casual. Appreciate you. Let's at least get to 100 likes. We're like 6 away. Your team is all alternate timeline Avengers come together. Voice actors is fine as wine. I see no lies. Jane is fine. The voice actors is fine. I have no complaints from me. Of course, we had the homie Loki. Her hammer doesn't look different. It's a Mjolnir from another timeline, so we'll have to look. We'll have to compare it in game. We know Thor has the base hammer from the game, as well as the MCU hammer. So we'll see what it looks like in game. Looking forward to the man Loki eventually coming. Thought they would ever get Beta Ray Bill as a character? No. But they did say a Beta Ray Bill cosmetic was possible. Are we getting those recolors from the Jane Foster? We might. You know how much they love recolors. I don't see why we wouldn't get a purple Hulk. Could we get a Jane Fire hoodie skin with gum bottom timbers? I mean, of course. You can't have a yard rat Jane Foster gameplay video without the hoodie and Timbs. Would Iron Man be a similar setup? Every character you're going to want to have in mind the battery effect, combining a positive and negative status effect. That's one of the best ways to do more damage in game right now. So any character, when you're building them, you want to make sure you can do a positive status effect and a negative status effect very effectively. Every character is different. Some characters do status effect naturally as part of their kit. Some don't. Thor naturally does shock with his intrinsic attack. With this intrinsic, he naturally does shock as well with his heroic, as well as on cryo. He naturally does plasma and cryo with Bifrost. Iron Man does not have any intrinsic status damage with his kit except for plasma, and that only applies to the lasers. So you'd still, the philosophy would be the same. The build principles would be a little bit different to account for the differences in their kits. How do you get to 150? Again, you get gear, you equip the gear, you dismantle the old gear, rinse and repeat until you're at 150. Well, you're going to be at 140. You're going to level up your major artifact, which will get you a +10, and that will be what gets you to 150. But you're basically just going to equip. You're just going to collect gear, equip the highest gear, dismantle the old gear, and do that until you're 140, and then major artifact +10, 150. Once you cross the portal, pause multiple times, you'll see the outfits. You love a Beta Ray Bill skin, Thor of Instant Cop. What to do, Jane's MCU skin? They will. When's the Jane bikini skin dropping? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Jane bikini. I'm guessing never, but you know, keep hope alive. Think they'll overhaul older heroes? Overhaul, no. Update, yes. You know the trailer was coming today. Yep. I literally had a dream about it this morning. You did Gamma and Vibranium on Hawk. Yep, same. The old and go bad in our universe, so it could be a boss fight. Absolutely. Hype for Jane. You and your friend going to grind her out? Yes. User. Tell me what we need. Jane Foster Valkyrie skins from the comics. He didn't see any more skins, at least in the next few weeks in the files, but I'm sure he'll keep an eye out for the next update to see when the next batch of skins are going to be ready. What's the end game after 175? There is no end game after 175. Once you hit 175, that's it for character progression, unless you care about champion points. You're at that point, if all your characters are 175, you're basically just waiting for the next content drop, which is going to be Jane. So that's going to be a new hero that you can try to get to 175 and master. And then after Jane is going to be new content to play, which is going to be cloning labs. So that's going to be new story content, plus a new in-game activity. It's going to be mandatory 175 to even participate in cloning labs. That's going to be new gear to get. So that's going to be the next thing. Maybe the MCU skins will release when the movie comes out. That's the plan. That's what they're planning on doing. Need to update that skill tree. Yeah, champion system. That definitely needs a full rework. What's up, Mr. Clean Kids? Her kind of looks good. You prefer to show the one they showed in the teaser. I'm sure that's going to be there. What gear would drop with Cloning Labs? It's going to be Cloning Labs specific gear. It's going to be a gear set built around Cloning Labs, similar to how Discordant Sound raid gear is unique to the raid and has exclusive perks. Is Loki really coming to the game? Loki is already in the game, technically. Thor confronts him in his iconic mission chain, but Loki is impersonating Thor. Loki is in the universe. There's a Loki in Jane's timeline. There's a Loki in our timeline. But if someone told you that Loki is going to be a villain in the update, they were mistaken. This is a strictly hero event. There is no new boss coming with Jane Foster. And they have not announced any plans to have a Loki villain sector. When and how do we think we could get Asgard as an outpost and region? When? No idea. How? They make it and throw it in there. I don't know if it would be an outpost, but I think that it'd be plausible for them to do a Loki or something like that villain sector that takes place in Asgard. Maybe they don't do a full Asgard biome, but they build out, maybe a room or a location based in Asgard that's, smaller and contained. And you're just teleported there. I imagine that's something they would do rather than a full Asgard biome. Did we see the trailer? Yep, the trailer came out several hours ago. ! Jane in the chat if you want to see the trailer and my reaction to it. You lost, so the hammer will be gray. So let's get a. They actually had an image of it in the trailer. Her and Thor. So that's our Thor with Jane. As you see, the hammers are identical. Those are both the crystal dynamic Thor hammers. But Thor in this game also has the MCU hammer if you are rocking out with the MCU suit. And he was in fixing bugs in 2.5. Yep, there's still. Yep, Brian announced a couple weeks ago that the traversal bug that has been affecting everybody, they think they have a fix for it. They've been testing it, and they're targeting 2.5 as a deployment. So hopefully that bug fix actually sticks, and everyone that's having the traversal bug finally gets it resolved. Just realized, obviously, we knew he survived, but what if Cap died on A-Day? Someone we saw could play the beta, the trailers, he would just die multiple times. I mean, yeah, that would have been goofy if they actually killed him for real. A lot of Cap fans would have been furious. Why are the Avengers different colors? Different timeline, different design choice. They decided to distinguish because Jane Foster is from a different timeline that also has Avengers in it. They decided to show the difference visually by having the Avengers essentially be different colors. That's pretty much all there was to that. So we're looking at her like, damn girl, you got dummy thick one. Back. Jane looks more Asgardian than Thor. Well, her iconic suit just looks so much better. Like, her iconic suit is fire. That kind of look is so fire. Yeah, Thor's is just dog water. I never liked it. You really do dislike that Cap, bro? That Cap suit is horrible. He's definitely has the worst iconic suit in the game. Holy, that's bad. I don't know what they were smoking when they designed that. But thankfully, the current design team has gotten a lot better at designing iconic suits. Because yeah, the base game iconic suits were not it at all. At all. For everyone that's late, if you haven't seen the Jane Foster story trailer yet, !Jane in the chat to see my live reaction and the full trailer. Jane Foster's release date is June 28th. And we also got a look at the voice actress. Voice actress was officially revealed. Zara Fuzzle, welcome Jane Foster, Mighty Thor. She is the voice of Jane Foster. And she does a very, very good job, in my opinion. Definitely go send her some love on Twitter. Security guard Cap. That's the hockey Cap. They made Captain America carry like a goalie. Does Miller know anything about War Machine other than he was put aside? I don't think so. I've asked him about War Machine before, and he hasn't had any new updates. Just that he thinks that it's possible War Machine could get dropped in with the Captain Marvel expansion. This is how Jane looks. Imagine She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel. Yeah, I'm definitely more enthusiastic about how She-Hulk is going to look after seeing what they did with Jane. Though, still got to see the actual video game in-game design. This is the comic look. You know, this is still their concept art. This is still their design. But I want to see how it looks in the game. What event is next? Corruptive Vibranium should be next. Play Avengers said in a comment, there's more coming this week. Yep, I would expect it. I would expect it to. I mean, if they're doing their release date on, like I said before, if they were going to release it on Tuesday next week, then this is the week where they have to do just basically stuff all of their marketing. So in the next few days, we should get a look at her gameplay and a look at her moves. I would expect them to do it in a live stream, but they might do what they did with Spider-Man and give it to some media outlets and have them play the game early and record some footage, or they may have recorded some footage and given it to them to show off. But I'm definitely expecting gameplay in the next few days. All the recent ones fire except Hawkeye's. Why they gotta make him fall out? But yeah, so after Jane Foster is Cloning Labs, and then after Cloning Labs is She-Hulk, and then after She-Hulk is Winter Soldier. But they might have some content in between, but I know that hero-wise, it's going to be Jane, She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel. That's pretty much the order. Unless they want to throw in another Echo-adjacent character to promote an upcoming project. But, you know, we know that that's basically a 6-month turnaround. So I don't know if they'll be able to pull another one off. Is Corruptive Vibranium going to allow solo play to 175? That's already in the game. That patch 2.4 was the introduction of the solo alternative to 175. That's been in the game for over the past month or so now. It started with Tachyon Anomaly, which is unfortunately the only event that's multiplayer, that requires multiplayer. But after that was the Ruskaya Protocols, which is the current event going on right now. So the Ruskaya Protocols is 100% solo. You don't need any multiplayer objectives. And then Corruptive Vibranium is next, according to the blog order, if that's the order they're following. So I know the next shipment specialty item, the next shipment item is either going to be Iron Man 3 or Karen Haircut Black Widow. Will there be a deep dive gameplay trailer? I don't know what they're planning on doing in terms of the trailer for the gameplay, but I do know that they're going to be showing gameplay. She-Thick, I mean, She-Hulk kind of outfit be fire as well. Well, I'm very much looking forward to that one. If this is what they did for Jane, I'm definitely looking forward to what they do for She-Thick. I mean, She-Hulk. I'm absolutely loving what they did. Let me see if I can pull some more screenshots. Because the artist did a fantastic job. Oh, looks like they're gonna do a Valkyrie. Okay. Do I know anything about what bug, AJ? If it's the traversal bug, I can't help you. It's supposed to be fixed in 2.5. If it's a bug that can't be fixed by reloading the checkpoint, you're probably out of luck. But what is it? So let's look at some alternate Jane Foster costumes. That we could see pop in. Told you they wouldn't start talking about Jane until a week before release. I mean, they started talking about Jane before, so you were wrong. Like, they talked about Jane before several times. So you see in the background, that's that looks like Valkyrie Jane. Looks like her Valkyrie look. They have the classic vintage Jane. You hope the thighs aren't covered. It's Avengers. Come on. So that looks like the Valkyrie. All right, you too, Toby. Take care. There's another one. And I think there was a third look in there. Yep, there it is. Here's a third look. This one looks like the silhouette from the trailer, from the blog. That look in the background, that looks more like one from the blog. I wonder if they're going to be on a challenge card or the marketplace. All these are fire, yeah. All these are absolutely fire. All these look amazing. Did Miller tweet something? It's been quiet. It's been kind of quiet today. What did our Lord and Savior Miller tweet? He hasn't come back from vacation. Kritzia. I mean, that's what we already know. That's pretty funny. I mean, that's something we already know. That's something we already knew. So basically, Kritzia Bajos tweeted at Zara and told her congratulations. She said, "Get it, girl. You know, congratulations on the gig." And Miller retweeted her tweet, you know, because Miller accidentally basically revealed that Kritzia Bajos, well, he accidentally got Kritzia Bajos to confirm that she's the voice actress for She-Hulk. Because if you missed that back in January, he said, you know, congrats to Kritzia Bajos for being the voice actress for She-Hulk and Avengers. And she liked his tweet with the green heart. And then after a couple hours, deleted it. And everyone was like, oh, that confirms it. She-Hulk is coming and Kritzia Bajos is the voice actress. So there you go. So I think out of all the looks, yeah, she's basically an old school Thor, but female. Yeah, pretty much. I think this one is my favorite out of the alternates. That Valkyrie look with the unyarn. That looks pretty fire. Bajos versus Vansley. Who wins? All of us. Everyone wins. Everyone hugs and cries and laughs together. Can't wait for Jane, bro. Yeah, I want to see her moves. I'm trying to get this gameplay breakdown, so I know what cheese I can do. I want to find out all the cheese, but these outfits look amazing. I'm feeling it. Like the last one, what was it? Yeah, this one and the Valkyrie are my favorite out of the alternatives. But I love the iconic. What's up, Deeper Depths? What it do? Definitely go follow Deeper Depths. Yeah, I wanna rock out the all weapon with the Valkyrie skin. The Flash is good again. I can vouch. I'm a little bit behind on the Flash. The first episode of the season was mid, but it's definitely gotten better. So I got to catch up on Flash. I got to catch up on a couple shows. But Jav speaks truth. Flash is not the complete dumpster fire that it was last season. Did Brian leak? Brian leaked absolutely nothing because Brian values his job. Brian just talked about how excited he was to show the Jane Foster skins off because he thought they did an amazing job, which so far looks like they did. Ready to see the Jane cheese? Same. As soon as I get a good look at the her heroics and her moves, I can get an idea of how we're going to be cheesing Jane. Do you know how to do the bug where you can apply all stats effects at once? I don't offhand. I know it. I know it involves getting a certain gear piece. I know when I heard about it, it was for Black Panther. It was a Black Panther player was doing it, and it's something related to a specific Black Panther piece. But I forgot how to do it. I think Yardrat knows how to do it. Yardrat Hearts. I could ask him. I just haven't felt like it because I don't play Black Panther or hardly ever. When how crazy the voice Herogasm will be. Based on how crazy the season's been so far, out of this world. You're so behind Flash as well. I might be like 4 episodes behind. Maybe when they make it a second iconic outfit for all Avengers, since the old ones were a miss. Oh yeah, I hope so. That would be pretty cool. We finally have someone who could pick up Thor's hammer in his room. Yeah, absolutely. We definitely gonna have to rock out in the helicarrier. Have Jane come in and pick up the hammer. Yeah, everyone else has various degrees of struggle trying to pick up the hammer. I think Spider-Man's is still bugged. I haven't tried it for a while, but Spider-Man used to try to pick it up with the webs, and then it bugged out, so he just was trying to pull it with invisible webs. But now Jane can just actually just pick it up. That's gonna be pretty funny. I'm gonna make a video about it, like first day. I'm gonna make it short. I'm guessing the Valkyrie armor will be your level 50 outfit. So they haven't done level 50 outfits in a while. They took those out of the game around the time where they first removed earnable cosmetics from the game. So it'll be just like with Spider-Man's update, essentially. You're gonna have her skins in the marketplace. You're gonna have skins for her on the challenge card that you can unlock. And then you're gonna have other stuff that you can unlock. So they said that you're not gonna have a huge 18-step mission chain to get her iconic outfit. But the other stuff is gonna be on the challenge card. Cat can make a move, but that's about it. Equip gear you want status from. Equip gear you want status from. Kill Adaptoid and up from the depths. Reload checkpoint. Equip gear you want status from. Kill Adaptoid, reload. Oh, so it's basically so you're basically doing the up from the depth cheese, but it applies to anything. That's different from the Black Panther one I heard. Oh, that's pretty cool. So if you complete it up from the depths, and it's not on your map anymore, you're basically screwed. Is that what it is? I think there's an alternative to that someone was telling me about. But so it's basically just tied to the up from the depths farm. They should make Avengers Tower an outpost so the future characters can get more rooms. Absolutely. They should make Avengers Tower an outpost so that we can have an Avengers Tower mission, a multiplayer Avengers Tower mission that unlocks it as an outpost. You'll like to play the game before Jane comes out. What's the bug that you have, AJ Miller? Wonder if they'll reference the main game universe. Jane Foster, since this one looks like it's coming from another universe. They mentioned, yeah, I wonder if they'll mention her as part of new voice lines, but they've mentioned her before in conversations. The Jane Foster in this universe. I'm sure they'll reference, the fact that it's another Jane. The glitch he's talking about a glitch that lets you have, it's basically a glitch that lets you stack multiple status effects on one character without having that gear. You basically just get all the status effects on one character. You can do it by equipping gear you want status from, go to harm room, die, then equip status you want gear to, then die again. If you want a third status, die again. Avengers Campus. Yardrat coming through with the cheese. Apart from Jane, who you think should get the 150, Hawk, Black Widow, or Kamala, whoever you want. Depends on who you like, what your playstyle is, what your goals are. All three of those characters are very good. I will tell you right now, Hawk is the hardest character for new players to get to level up and get used to. He is very gear dependent, gear and skill dependent. But once you properly gear up Hawk, he is a unstoppable rage machine. Kamala is one of the best characters in the game. She is both a great support. She's both an amazing support character, but she also can do an insane amount of damage. The objective for whatever you're doing disappears, and then you can't do anything to move forward. Can you send me a video example on Twitter? Twitter.com/SadotTheGamer. You just record your session, your game session, and send it to me on Twitter. Happy about Jane in the story mode. Should be cool. Hope Loki is a new boss fight. Hopefully one day, but again, for those that may have been told otherwise, Loki is not a part of this update. Jane Foster is just coming as a hero. She's not coming with any content. Aside from Avengers Tower, I mean, we don't need any more outposts. We have too many. We have more than enough outposts. Avengers Tower, I want because, you know, it's Avengers Tower. It's kind of essential, but you don't need another base at all. I mean, you can. I mean, I'm hearing talk about a moon base coming with a Captain Marvel, but you don't need any more outposts. I mean, if they add Doctor Strange, I wouldn't say no to the Sanctum Sanctorum as an outpost, but we don't need one. But it would be cool. You're a bit confused. Very straightforward. Spider-Man was a hero event. When he came, you had Spider-Man, the character. He had some cutscenes. You did the harm room. You unlocked them. You could play him wherever. He had a challenge card. He had a mission chain where you just played the normal missions that were already in the game, and it would unlock intel files, which told more of his story, and it eventually unlocked a costume. That is exactly what you're getting pretty much with Jane, except you're not getting a long mission chain to unlock her iconic costume, but you're just getting Jane Foster, the character, and her challenge card with her outfits and unlockables, and a mission chain which you will unlock by playing the actual game. No new missions, and it will unlock intel files which you can look at to learn more about her lore. This is a hero event. That's it. This is not a DLC. This is not an operation. This is not an expansion. It is basically just like Spider-Man's hero event. Except Spider-Man came with a raid. This one is not going to have that either. Feel bad for people expecting a Loki Odin villain sector. I don't know why they thought that, but yeah. Yeah. Sup, Snitch Ridiculous. I'm looking forward to your infinite heroic glitch Jane build or whatever you come up with. Whatever cheese you come up with, I assume you're not going to make a video on how to cheese the challenge card, because they will definitely ban you for that one. Replace the helicarrier. You don't even have to replace the helicarrier. Just add the tower. Add Avengers Tower. Add a multiplayer mission that unlocks the Avengers Tower. Keep the helicarrier and all the other outposts, but add a horde mode that lets you fight on top of the helicarrier. Like, problems easy. It's not that hard. It's not that game development is very hard, but coming up with ideas isn't. You know, this game needs multiplayer content. This game needs new content, more stuff, new heroes, and more importantly, new stuff to do with the heroes. Don't take stuff away, just add stuff to it that's more fun. Avengers Tower, yes. Outpost. Take back Avengers Tower multiplayer mission, yes. Helicarrier, fine as an outpost, but expand on it. You can fight throughout the helicarrier during the campaign. On top of it, take advantage of that. Make it a multiplayer mode, a horde mode, similar to that campaign mission wherein you're Kamala and AIM is attacking you on top of the helicarrier. Take all of that. It's because that asset's already in the game. Take all of that and make it a horde mode. That would be dope. If I could design a costume for any character, who would it be? I'm not a designer, but do-rags for everybody. Everyone gets a do-rag. I've been calling for months for them to make a do-rag T'Challa skin. But we can have a whole do-rag set. Everyone gets a do-rag and a black tee. Except Black Widow and Black Widow, Kate and Jane, they get tight black tees that are tied up at the belly button. Use the exact same spot the store for the Ormo Black Forces. Absolutely. Gameplay, nope. As soon as there's gameplay, I'll post it on the channel. But right now, today was just the story trailer. Where's Miles Morales Thor? We never speak of that. We don't speak of that. Thor look away with a direct. Everyone would look fantastic with a durag. Bet your money Thursdays when we get gameplay. Our iconic suit is dope. 100% agree. They did a great job with the. From what I've seen, they've done a great job with the outfits. Horde mode zombies. Yeah, they can make that. They can even make it a holiday event. You know, when the holiday rolls around, they add a zombie horde mode and Marvel zombie skins. The Marvel zombie skins thing has just been sitting there for them to take advantage of for the last 2 years, and they haven't taken advantage of it. Sword should be a new faction, like Shield and the Human Alliance, so we get new rewards and new outposts in space. Okay. Internet would freak out we got zombie skins. They would. And people would buy them. Like, these are just money printing ideas that they haven't taken advantage of. So we're gonna start a classic suit. I don't know what suit they're starting with for Jane, but they said that we're not gonna have to jump through all those hoops that we had to do for Spider-Man's iconic suit. Bring in Sword with Captain Marvel, that would make sense. Maybe a Sword will have the moon base. Maybe that's what they were talking about. Will Jane get a skin? Do you mean MCU skin? Because we've been going over the skins for a little bit. These are some of the looks that looks like she's going to get in a trailer. Obviously, she's going to have this. This looks like it might be her iconic look. Behind her looks like an alternative look. And the trailer that they dropped today has another look. In general, from what they described in the blog, Jane sounds like she's going to be like every other hero they've ever released. She releases. She's going to have a iconic skin that they design. They're going to have skins all throughout her challenge card for you to unlock, and there's going to be skins in the marketplace. So Jane's no different from any other character. You're gonna have all the same skins like any other event. But her MCU skin, I'm not expecting that until July. I think they're gonna reveal her MCU skin when the movie goes live, which I think is going to be a Thursday. That's when I'm probably going to see Love and Thunder. They usually have a lot most screenings on Thursday and then everywhere on Friday. So they'll probably reveal the MCU skin on that Wednesday, and then it'll be available in game for that Thursday. That would be the maximum in terms of optimizing for cross promotion. I think dropping on Thursday would make the most sense. What about Friday, King Tony? Do I think they will add Thor's sister? I do not. What's up, Treasure? She-Hulk lawyer skin, you bet? Oh, for sure. Definitely got it. No, so that's going to be interesting, because with the Hawk, all his skins are based around the Hawk. But he turns into Bruce Banner when he's on the helicarrier. But that's the only time he turns into Banner, so that's the only look he has. He doesn't have any looks where he's a Banner. So I'm wondering if that's what they're going to do with She-Hulk. They just won't have any things where anything other than base where she's Jen, but definitely I can see them doing a lawyer She-Hulk look where she's still She-Hulk but dressed like a lawyer. Love and Thunder comes out on a Friday, you're saying? So let me show you something. Let me see if I can even get tickets. Let me see. I haven't even got my tickets yet for Thor: Love and Thunder. I didn't think it was going to be I think it was going to be like that big of a showing. You know, something where I wouldn't be able to get tickets. Oh, so it looks like it's not sold out. All right, let me show you something, King Tony. So like I was saying, I'm probably going to be seeing Thor: Love and Thunder Thursday afternoon. That's usually when I see new movies, new MCU movies. Probably like late afternoon after I'm done my stream. So I'll get my tickets for Thor: Love and Thunder probably at some point this week, just so I get the advance tickets out the way, and then I'll go see it on Thursday. That was July 8th. So the way they release movies, Tony, is that you have advanced screenings, and then you have screenings for other countries. Some will get like a little bit earlier in the week. And then in the States, they'll have, most theaters will have it available on Thursday. And then nearly everywhere else, except maybe like, China or anywhere a movie is banned, if it is, it'll be out Friday. So they'll usually say select theaters on Thursday, everywhere on Friday, if you pay attention to some of the trailers they do for movies when they're advertising when they're coming out. So in general, the movie will be out on the Thursday, and then it'll be everywhere on Friday. I usually go for the Thursday showing because it's usually less people, and then Friday, that's when everyone rolls out and goes to see it. What to do, Mike? We just been going over Jane Foster and her DLC. July 8th. Yes, the trailer, like I said, a movie will come out everywhere, basically, with the exception of usually China or something like that. Everywhere on Friday, select theaters on Thursday. And then before even that, they have advanced screenings for various events and things like that. But everyone can see it on Friday. A lot of people will be able to see it on Thursday. Will we see Falcon in 2023? They don't have any finalized 2023 plans right now. Miller, so we have no idea what they're going to plan be after Captain Marvel. Miller doesn't even know that, but from what Miller heard, he thought it might be Doctor Strange in terms of who they're pitching to the Embracer group as a hero they could bring. But so far, there are no confirmed plans for the next hero after Captain Marvel. I either go to AMC or a local theater chain that has in-theater dining. Those are usually my go-to options. It'll be a little later. You'll restart now. All right, yeah, for sure. But yeah, whenever you got some footage, send it to me on Twitter, and I can look into it for you. Think you need 2 vendors for outposts, and at least one needs to sell minor artifacts, because the helicarrier and Wakanda don't. So basically, you just want minor artifacts to be sold at both Wakanda and the helicarrier, because Substation Zero and the Anthill sell. So Substation Zero has two gear vendors, and they sell minor artifacts, and the Anthill has 1 gear vendor, but it also sells minor artifacts. So you basically just want everyone to be like Substation Zero. All right, fair enough. Captain Marvel will be 2023 at the earliest. Definitely. I don't think I have no confidence in them getting it out by 2023. No confidence in them getting it out this year for Captain Marvel. I think they'll be cutting it close with Winter Soldier, but absolutely no way they get that Captain Marvel expansion out this year. Just no way. I don't see it happening. Am I playing anything today? Yeah, I have the game pulled up. I was actually in the middle of farming with Kamala, but I know that a bunch of people were going to come in and have a lot of questions about the Jane Foster update. So, like, all right, we'll just spend the first part of the stream just talking about the Jane Foster news and everything like that. I'm thinking we might get a reveal tomorrow. Because Miller, it'll be interesting to see what they do tomorrow. I think we might get something tomorrow because Miller said that based on his data mining, they didn't have a skin for this week. He said they might do a sale. That's part of the reason why he thought that Jane was coming out on the 28th. He said he might have, it's possible he missed a skin, but he said there might not be a skin this week. And they usually have some kind of announcement on Wednesday, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have something to show off on Wednesday. And then they have maybe a dev stream on Friday. Regardless, I guess I should I appreciate that sub, Ma. Welcome to Durag Gang. I guess I should, keep my alerts turned on for IGN and be up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, just in case they surprise drop another gameplay trailer like they did last time for Spider-Man. That was pretty funny. See, last time I left off, I was trying to farm for a better version of this piece with Kamala, so I'll keep doing that. My expectations for Love and Thunder are pretty low. I'm not gonna hold you. I have very low expectations for Love and Thunder. I have no faith. You thought today was Wednesday? Nah, it's Tuesday. We got Miss Marvel and the finale of Obi-Wan at 3 o'clock in the morning. Then in the afternoon, we might get some Avengers information, or they might just push it to Thursday. IGN has such trash players, like they're trying to make the game look bad. To be fair, from what I remember of that IGN review, that gameplay review for Spider-Man, that wasn't IGN's footage. What happened was IGN got somebody to, the person who did the interview was able to play the game early, but they weren't able to use their footage. Instead, Crystal Dynamics had someone play the game and cut together footage to give to IGN. So whoever they got at Crystal Dynamics to cut together that footage is bad at the game. What's up, John Smith? Who should have been Wanda? When are you going to add me to the game? When I get 1 million subs. Once I hit 1 million subs, I'll be undeniable. They took unflattering footage. That is true, but that's, to be fair, they normally do that. If you remember the Black Panther footage, it was pretty bad as well. I don't know why they don't just get content creators who are good at the game, bring them in early to get some footage, let them play and put together some cool, you know, combat footage. That way, when you're promoting your game and your update, people think it looks cool. What was my opinion on Kamala's show? I like it. It's not, I didn't have high expectations going into it, but I'm enjoying it so far. First episode was a little slow, a little boring, but definitely picked up with the second episode. I like it. I'm actually enjoying Miss Marvel a lot more than I'm enjoying Obi-Wan, that's for sure. Unfortunately, the Miss Marvel show isn't doing very well in terms of ratings, but that's to be expected. They put they put Miss Marvel up right against Obi-Wan. You know, The Boys is airing right now as well. Like how muscular Jane was in the little trailer they showed. I love that part. Gives me hope for She-Hulk. I love the muscle detail. I love the outfit. I am all about it. Is Cloning Labs coming in June? Cloning Labs is the update after Jane Foster. It is not part of patch 2.5. When Cloning Labs comes, it might be as part of patch 2.6, but it is not part of the Jane Foster update. What do you think of Homelander? I think Homelander is a American hero. Kneel before the great Homelander, or he'll kill you in very violent ways. What even is Cloning Labs? It is an Omega level threat. Cloning Labs was originally supposed to be the first Omega level threat that was supposed to release back in September of 2020. Before it was delayed, it actually accidentally leaked into the game at one point, and it has undergone a lot of changes since then. The final boss in Cloning Labs is going to be a reworked version of MODOK, reworked for multiplayer, and there will be a gear set. I think She-Hulk, yeah, seems like She-Hulk will probably be patch 2.7, and Cloning Labs will be 2.6. They'll give Cap some. I'm not expecting them to do anything to the character models of existing characters. Noir be coming out of nowhere. I was disappointed they didn't do the same Noir twist that they did in the comic books. I felt like their alternative was just kind of a waste. Sometimes you have dreams that Disney never acquired Star Wars, then you wake up, remember that the sequels in Obi-Wan show exists. Oh. You go to sleep to a dream, wake up to a nightmare. Should we expect Ultron this year? Ultron is supposed to come with She-Hulk, according to Miller. He thinks She-Hulk is going to be paired up with Ultron. Just got the gentleman fit from a shipment. Nice. What's up, Ruffalo? How you doing? I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the Obi-Wan finale. It's so bad. It's been so bad. I think I'm gonna skip the finale and just watch the recaps. I'll definitely watch the Miss Marvel though. What platform? I'm on PlayStation 5. What's worse, Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan? So far, Book of Boba Fett. Weirdly enough. Like, Book of Boba Fett is so they're different. They're just different types of bad, though. It's hard to compare them. They're different types of bad. Book of Boba Fett is bad because it's excruciatingly boring. So boring, in fact, that even the creators of the show gave up halfway through and just made it a Mandalorian show. Whereas Obi-Wan is just so infuriatingly bad that it makes you hate Star Wars. So maybe in that regard, Book of Boba Fett is worse, but at least Obi-Wan has Darth Vader. Book of Boba Fett has Luke and Ahsoka, but Obi-Wan has Darth Vader fight scenes. But even those are just it's tough. They did You Got Obi-Wan Dirty. Oh, Obi-Wan. This is not Obi-Wan show. Don't get it twisted. This is not the Obi-Wan show. This is a Darth Vader. This is a Reva and Princess Leia origin story with Obi-Wan thrown in there for just so he can escort Leia around, and Darth Vader thrown in there for nostalgia beat. Obi-Wan is just a support character. The show is not about him. And it goes out of his way to make him look like an idiot. Think casting Endor might fail. Anything Star Wars related, I think is going to fail. The only legitimately good Star Wars content I've consumed since Disney took over. Like, that's actually good. Like, not, you know, okay or decent. Like, actually really good was Star Wars Visions. And that's because it was a non-canon anime anthology where they let actual talented Japanese creators do their thing. I have no faith in any Star Wars project otherwise. This guy, what's up, HF Drummond? Excited for June 28th? Good. Yeah, a lot of people hyped. I was hyped with that when I saw that trailer. I saw the design they did for Jane. I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah. What piece am I looking for? I'm looking for this piece, except with might and resolve and valor instead of precision. I don't want precision on this piece. I want to have just some resolve on this piece instead of the precision. So I'm trying to see if I can farm it. Here's Gotham Knights. Yeah, I saw that post earlier on Twitter. The largest Gotham. What are my thoughts on the Ahsoka show? Don't have any. I gotta wait to see it. It's Disney Star Wars, so high chance of failure. But I'm gonna wait and see, because I do like Rosario Dawson, so I'm willing to at least watch episode 1 to see what it's about. See if it's any good. I'll make sure I watch Rebels before it comes out, though. Finished the Riscayo event. Got all exotics for every hero. Nice. Probably live action Rebels. Yeah, probably. I'm just waiting for that Corrupted Vibranium event to start, so I can start farming that Vibranium payload gear. I'm not going to finish the whole event for Corrupted Vibranium because I want to save some for Jane when she comes out on Tuesday. Let's see. Am I live? Last time I checked. Is YouTube being weird again? If you're seeing me right now, it should be working. Yep, we still here. YouTube hasn't messed anything up yet. Well, I think what happened with Spider-Man No Way Home, the more fun stuff version. What do you mean? I don't know of any other version of Spider-Man No Way Home other than what was already released. Who asked for Jane? Where's your roadmap? the people asked for Jane, and it was delivered. And if you want a roadmap, check under your seat. There should be a roadmap right there. How you doing, BooTube? Miller is the roadmap. That is true. I also released my own version of the roadmap. It's on the channel, the Sadot the Gamer roadmap. Feel free to check that out to satisfy your need for a roadmap. Secret Morbius tank. We need more money. More fun subversion, extended scene with like 15 more minutes of content. I can't imagine how much more fun it would be. Unless there were some interesting cameos that they cut. Recently in September. All right, I'll check out the deleted scenes on YouTube. Morbius made $100 billion at the box office. Actually made a more trillion dollars at the box office. I think it was official count was 2.5 more trillion. Hoping for a Toby versus Goblin. Miller's right about the release date. Of course, Miller's pretty much always right. He's almost right about everything. The only thing he didn't have was the voice actors for Jane. That's the one piece of info he didn't know. It was so funny though that he posted the what the AI generated app predicted was for the Jane Foster voice actress, and people actually saw the tweet and thought that Natalie Dormer was going to be the Jane Foster voice actress. It was hilarious. What's up, Herb? What's going down today? We got that Jane Foster trailer is what went down. What about the hammer? It still looks like Mjolnir. It is, because it is Mjolnir. That part is nothing new. That's what they told us. She would essentially have, they told us in the blog, which I covered previously, she's going to be wielding two weapons. Mjolnir and the all weapon. Undjarn. Kathleen Kennedy definitely has a unfortunate ton of influence on Star Wars properties, and not a coincidence that the Star Wars properties she's directly involved in tend to be awful. He looks kind of fresh. I love her outfits. They we got this. We went through the trailer earlier, the trailer images, and she's got some cool looking alternative outfits. Seems to be an ultimate on the artist. Yep, that's what they said in the blog. They said she would have in the blog. They said she would have a new intrinsic, new overcharge, new range combo, and her ultimate would be called the all weapon, and would be utilizing the under yarn. And based on the design in the trailer they dropped today, it looks like her base Mjolnir is going to be the same as Thor's. But if you have a Jane Foster and a Thor on your strike team, if you want to have a different hammer for Thor, you can just switch to his MCU costume. One of his MCU costumes that have the MCU version of Mjolnir. So you'll have different hammers that way. And I'm guessing that Jane is going to have the cracked MCU hammer when they drop her MCU skin. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a slot 4 exotic for Kamala with different stats. I have it. I have the piece, but I want to get resolve on it in addition to might and valor. So I'm looking for that perfect roll. Multiverse of Madness coming out on Disney Plus tomorrow. My, how time flies. I'm definitely not rewatching it. Wake me up when the Raimi cut of Multiverse of Madness comes out. Have I done the priority mission? No, I don't need to do the priority mission. I already have a priority mission exotic. I'll try to get this piece on Twitch too. But the RNG in this game is so bad. Haven't even got the exotic yet today. This piece with different stats. That's what I'm looking for. You haven't seen Multiverse of Madness yet? Keep your expectations low and you'll be fine. Turn your brain off and just enjoy the ride. Is it the best slot 4? Depends on what you're doing. I use different Kamala slot 4s for different purposes. I use that slot 4 if I'm just running a offensive Kamala. But I use her priority exotic if I'm trying to support my team. Because it has great perks to give your team a damage boost. What's up, CJ? What's up, Lucas? Shout out to Brazil. Hope everything's going well over there. Die. Freaking die. Where is it? Kamala doesn't pick up her knees when she runs. But she doesn't? Huh. She kind of picks up her knees. It does look funny. Still farming a slot for her. They still didn't give it to me. So it's still content. Avengers Tower. I don't think the Avengers compound is in this game, but Avengers Tower looks fantastic and definitely needs to be added. Ragnarok will not happen in this game. If you're talking about the specific MCU storyline, they've stated before that they have no interest in doing MCU storylines. Their stuff is inspired by the comics. But I do expect to eventually have a villain sector type of content update where we fight Loki. They've set up Loki as a villain in this game, so that wouldn't surprise me. As for the future of the game, we'll just have to wait and see. The Embracer Group deal is supposed to close in the next few months. So, until we get an official update about that from them, we don't know. Gotta wait to play Jane because you'll be at college orientation when she comes out. Rip. Yeah, and I definitely don't recommend skipping orientation. I remember when I went to school, orientation was important, so don't skip that for Jane Foster. She'll be there when you get back. Hey, yo, they're not even giving me slot fours right now. What level is my Kamala? 174. The only information we have on Winter Soldier comes from Miller and what he's leaked so far. And Miller has said that Winter Soldier is going to be an operation rather than a hero event. But operations are apparently going to change anyway. Crystal Dynamics has said that they're going to focus on going forward on more multiplayer villain focused content rather than operations, or at least indicated that might be the direction they're going in. But in terms of information about his actual update, the only thing Miller has revealed is that Winter Soldier exists and he has a rifle. He also said Miller also said Winter Soldier might appear in She-Hulk's DLC in her story, similar to how Hawkeye and Kate Bishop were connected to each other's stories. So if that's true, then most likely Winter Soldier's DLC will be related to Ultron, because Ultron is the next villain, according to Miller. And he said Ultron will be introduced as a villain with She-Hulk. You're not going to home when Jane comes out, you just watch Mr. Gamer? True. Already planning your one-shot, Jane, as you should. That sucks. You prefer playing solo. Yep, they've said that going forward, they're going to make sure that people who play solo won't be left behind in terms of rewards, but they are in fact going to be in progression. But they are in fact going to be focused more on multiplayer, which has been neglected, unfortunately, a lot for most of this game's life cycle. But he did say they still would have, you know, story, so I'll be curious to see what actually it looks like, practically speaking. Because if you're going to have more multiplayer villain stuff and, you know, more shorter hero drops and more multiplayer villain content, but you're still going to have an emphasis on story, I'm wondering how they're going to balance that out. By story, do they mean intel files? Or just less cutscenes? I don't know. Are they going to have more villain content similar to how Monica's villain sector was? So we'll see. I'm guessing we'll get an idea of what they're talking about when She-Hulk comes out. The other game has a glitch where you run, hold L3, characters get stuck and start flying. That's random. And I'm just going to grow and pull you down here. Dang, I threw him all the way over there. Holy. Want a red She-Hulk skin? I want to see what the iconic She-Hulk design looks like. If that's what they did for Jane, I want to see what they did for She-Hulk. Who was the guy missing the arm in Jane's trailer? That is Thor. I'm surprised so many people didn't recognize Thor. I thought that was obvious. That looked like the cancer. It looked like the cancer Jane's scene took adapted from the comics. Except Thor has one arm, which takes from his unworthy time storyline. Someone thought it was Winter Soldier earlier. I was like, what? I'm like, that's very much Thor. Like, that is definitely not Bucky. You haven't read any comics? You're not missing much. Read manga instead. Manga's where it's at. If you need to know something about comics, just look it up on Wikipedia. Read manga instead. Just realized, but at least in Jane's timeline, Thor doesn't have powers anymore because of his condition. Yeah, Jane's got an instant timeline. She's still most of the stuff looks like a lot of stuff is similar. They still have an Avengers team that she fights on, and basically she fights in Thor's place. They still got their Kamala. They still fight Monica in the Cosmic Cube. Except Thor has an arm missing, and she was chosen by Mjolnir, and of course Odin goes crazy. Wonder where all the other Asgardians were when Odin went off. They didn't show anybody. I think Odin literally just killed everybody. They didn't even show a war. It just was like, all right, Odin sealed off the All Mother and went crazy, and Jane confronted him, and then Jane couldn't do it, but no one else was there. And then Jane went off to find Loki, and then they teamed up and took out Odin with a knife in the back. Kind of a underwhelming way to take out Odin, just stabbing him in the back. But you know, whatever. You like the Miss Marvel suit? I like her MCU one. I think it looks really cool in this game. Sub 2A, chilling. Ready for Thick Foster next Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Waiting for that actual gameplay reveal. My RNG is extra bad right now. What is going on? Will Cap pick up the hammer in the game? If you go to the helicarrier and go into Thor's room with each character, they will have an animation where they will attempt to pick up Thor's hammer to see if they're worthy. Spoiler alert, nobody in this game is able to pick up Thor's hammer in the helicarrier. But I expect that's going to be different when Jane Foster comes into the game, because obviously she wields Mjolnir. So I'm expecting her to have a helicarrier sequence where she can pick up the hammer in Thor's room. But as far as making it a special attack, that's not something they've talked about lately. It's been brought up to them before. Maybe it could be something they'll do further down the line, but they have a lot of other stuff that they're working on, so they kind of have to like prioritize where they're going to put their development resources into, because they don't have a huge team right now. How you feel about the RNG in this game is atrocious. Only reason I'm save scumming is to increase my odds, but even though you can farm it over and over again, but the first attempt gives me the highest odds, but this RNG is brutal. Before, when I was farming this, I'd get the piece, but it's just the stats wouldn't be right. Now I'm not even getting the piece to drop. It's crazy. Literally so bored doing the same mission with Elite Taskmaster. Yeah, hey, I'd rather be doing it with Elite Abomination. Hell, even Maestro. Taskmaster is so annoying when you're Kamala. Because Kamala can be staggered in her ultimate by literally everything. Feel like the game lacks the element of surprise. Hail Hydra. I mean, honest, I don't like the Hail Hydra storyline. I don't like Captain America being a Hydra agent. Maybe, you know, as a what if, but I'm not a fan of that. But this game already has, if you're talking about the story element, where, you know, you have a twist. This game already has that. They've been teasing Ultron subtly for the last several updates. And then at the end of the Monica villain sector, they had that surprise cutscene where Roy goes to seemingly steal the Cosmic Cube. Thoughts on the Thor movie? You mean Thor: Love and Thunder? I'm going to see it, but I'm not particularly excited about it. Appreciate the sub, Spider-Man of Earth 1. Welcome to D-Rag Gang. Just looking at the trailer, I know it's giving me big Thor Ragnarok vibes. And not in a good way. Like we've already seen Thor Ragnarok. I don't need another Thor movie where he's, you know, just the butt of everyone's jokes for the entire time. And it looks like it's even worse based on what I saw in the trailer. I don't like comedy Thor. I felt like they've gone overboard with comedy Thor and like really hurt his character. You mean a Hydra faction? You mean a Hydra enemy faction for Hydra? Definitely. This game could definitely use a new villain other than AIM, which we're supposed to be getting. Hydra would be good. Yeah, skill tree set up for Miss Marvel. Come on. This is the setup I have when I'm doing my melee damage Kamala build. So mostly the same. I just change it. I just change to Fist of Glory when I'm using a support Kamala build, because I just want to keep generating orbs so I can keep healing my allies. And in the raid, I like to use Focused Heart. and Life Spark. I never played Ultimate Alliance 3. Yeah, a lot of people that came to Avengers came here from Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Heroes. I came from Marvel vs. Capcom, Spider-Man PS4, X-Men Destiny. Mainly Spider-Man games, Spider-Man and X-Men games. I think the game handles all the characters pretty well. Movie Hawk is a joke. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I thought this game definitely did a good job. Even especially with Kamala. Like, I know there are people that don't like Kamala or never gonna like Kamala, but I feel like the reception to the campaign would have been a lot worse if they hadn't done such a good job of introducing people to Kamala. It was definitely a choice, a risky choice. Kamala is not a popular comic book character. She's also not an old or established character. She's a fairly new character. She has a niche fan base, but not a very big one. Her comics haven't been, big sellers. So having her be the star of an Avengers game was definitely a bold choice that could have gone horribly wrong. I mean, it did go horribly wrong, but not because of Kamala. I thought they did a good job of introducing people to the character who weren't familiar with her. She was very likable. The performance was great by Sandra Asad. And she plays very well in the game. She's a very powerful character. So they did a good job of that. Gave me Iron Man a lot more witty. No, the MCU got them in that regard. Iron Man in this game is super cringe. Robert Downey Jr. in the MCU is very funny. His Iron Man is great. The Iron Man in this game is awful in terms of humor. It's so bad. He has so many cringe lines. Holy. And that's what they were going for. They were going for Downey Jr. because Iron Man isn't like that at all in the comic books. But they tried to, make him like Downey. It just didn't work because Downey had access to better writers. The next Iron Man skin better have Henny on his hip. That Oculus. Yeah, they haven't done anything any non-suit Iron Man MCU skins yet. All the Iron Man MCU skins so far have just been him in armor, not out of armor. I'm sure they'll do one eventually. I don't think they're gonna include alcohol because this is a family game. Except that one time they did a shirtless Captain America. Iron needs more charm than wit. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I think it was a mistake for them to try to make another Downey Jr. interpretation of Iron Man in this game. I felt like they could have done a better job of distinguishing themselves from the MCU, because those MCU comparisons definitely hurt the game. because people are like, oh, they were trying to be like the MCU and just did a bad job. Need Sandra's side the voice come out and everything. So a bomb is doing a great job in the show. Sandra Side is amazing voice actress, but even though she's a new actress, that's part of the reason I'm enjoying the Miss Marvel show. My mom's doing a really good job as Kamala, I think. She seems like she's going to have a bright future, you know. She's in real life, you know, she's very likable. She's a like legit comic book fan. She's cool. They make Spider-Man a horn dog. This man flirting with Black Widow and BP sister. I don't think they made him a horn dog. Like the conversations he had with Widow were like, you know, a shy teenage. He had like a shy teenager. He wasn't like a horn dog or anything like that. Hawk was fine in 2008 when they decided to recast him, make him more a part-timer like Hawkeye. Yeah, Ed Norton, I thought it had a pretty solid interpretation for Hawk. You know, there wasn't a lot of. I'm guessing they didn't like there wasn't enough one-liners, but I thought in terms of, you know, making a Hawk seem fierce, they did a pretty good job of that. Then when they brought in Ruffalo, things just kind of went off the rails. I'm looking forward to seeing Jane's interactions with the Avengers in the Outposts. Resolve, Valor, bro, come on. All I needed was, bro, if this had might instead of precision, that would have been perfect. God, they need a reroll system in this game. The reason why Hulk is only in the MCU part-time is because they don't own the rights. Disney doesn't fully own the rights to Hulk, so they aren't allowed to use them in like a full movie. That's why his role is limited. You did the what with Hawk? And didn't get anything? What mission? Apparently the reason Norton was cast because you didn't want the Hawk to be a comedy character. Yeah, pretty much what I heard. He clashed with Kevin Feige about creative control and the direction that he wanted the Hawk to go in. Which makes sense. Ed Norton is like a real actor, and he knew better. He obviously understood the Hawk character. And didn't want to compromise him for the sake of jokes. You get an extra web bomb with Spidey using the glitch. I know. Hawk, Spidey, Hawkeye. Yep. You can stack perks as well. You get extra perks by using a glitch. Am I doing a build guide? When Jane drops? Yep, for Jane. When I come up with a Jane build, I'll make a video about it. I'm still live. I am. I covered the Jane stuff, and then I wanted to see if I can try to get this Kamala piece in a reasonable amount of time. But as usual, this game wants to screw me over with RNG. I seem to only get streamer luck when it comes to gear in this game when I'm not streaming. I'm trying to get Kamala's slot 4 from the villain sector with Resolve and Might and Valor. Here we go. YouTube got to figure out how to get rid of that bot. Two seconds. I wish you can extend and biggen by activating it multiple times. Well, since I know Jane's coming out on Tuesday, I'm gonna have to spend the weekend planning videos. I'm gonna have to get plenty of sleep on Monday because we gotta do a long stream. Get down here. Lachelle in the building. What's up, Laajune? Well, who was shooting at me? I saw you posting about it, so I'm guessing Jane broke you free from your hater ways. I know you like that iconics. I know you like them outfits. You know them outfits is tough. I ready to chilling today, chilling Tuesday. Just chill streaming. Do I have a current main? I don't. I'm waiting for my girl Jane. I'm trying to go crazy on that Jane Foster 2.5 update. I'm getting all the best skins. I want to learn all the cheese, get all the videos out. It's been a while. It's the first time since last year we're getting like a real content update. So Avengers creators got to go crazy. Appreciate that, sir, Rick. Welcome to D-Rad Gang. Yeah, see, I was like, I had no idea what to expect. I thought I saw the silhouette. And I'm like, okay, that's where they're going with it. But then when I pulled up the trailer and looked at it, I'm like, oh, hold up. They going way too hard with this one. Now we just gotta see the gameplay. We gotta see them heroics, them new moves. See what they talk about. See him take down Adaptoids. Yeah, that'd be cool. Bruh. What's my main for Captain America? I don't main Captain America. So far, the only thing about Jane that leaked in terms of what she looks like is what the all weapon, the basic model for the all weapon, the under yarn. Miller leaked that a couple weeks ago, but we still don't know what her character model is going to look like. Hurt the Billies aren't out because that would suck. Oh no, I was maybe he was hyping it up, but Alex usually is not a BSer, and he said Jane do go crazy. He said what we saw in the blog is like doesn't come close to giving us an understanding of how Jane's going to be in the game. He said she's going to have some really cool stuff, some subtle stuff as well, related to her gear, in addition to her moves. And I know she has a new gear, and we know she has a new gear, different gear from Thor. So I'm curious to see what Alex came up with, because it sounds like she about to go stupid. You know, her ultimate, she throws her hammer and does things. Yeah, which is since it's the under yarn, I'm wondering if there will be I'm wondering if it'll be like Hawkeye's ultimate, the Yondu arrow, and because I thought when they first talked about it, when they described it, the all weapon in the blog, I thought first it sounds kind of like Black Widow's power surge, but if she throws the hammer and it's going to do things, then it sounds like Hawkeye's ultimate. So then I guess then you'd be speccing into into different skills to get a different weapon that she throws around, maybe. Different status effects. Hopefully it's not broken like Hawkeye's was when it came out. Remember when Hawkeye's Ultimate came out, it did no damage. She's got a new range attack combo. Plus a new intrinsic and overcharge. Very curious what that's going to look like. Is it going to be really different from Warrior's Fury? Because Warrior's Fury is pretty good. Was it the All Mother's Blessing? Maybe it's going to be like a. Maybe it'll work like similar to Odin Force, except it like maybe it'll heal her like Kamala. Ultron with She-Hulk. That is according to Miller's leaks. Yes, that is what he believes. Remember Hawkeye's launch can play for 2 hours. Oh man, I hope the Jane launch goes well, man. I really do. I'm legit excited to play her. She looks amazing. But for the sake of the game, like I know they have to not mess this up for the future of the game. You know, Embracer, Marvel Games, they're all watching. Like a huge L at launch for Jane would be catastrophic to the future of the game. But just in general, like I'm 2-4 went relatively well. They didn't, you know, they weren't the main problem with 2-4 was that they weren't able to fix the traversal bug, and some of the stuff like daily priority mission and daily event chain didn't work. But overall, it was like nothing huge, headline grabbing, and most people generally had a good time, except for the fact that they chose to open with the Tachyon Anomaly event instead of a solo event. Definitely a mistake on that. Definitely a mistake there. Release date for Jane. What's up, Marcus? You missed everything today. That's crazy. Definitely check out my video !Jane if you missed the trailer. I have a live reaction to that, and the release date is the 28th. You'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it, and you know how cynical I am. Has some questions about the story, but Jane herself looks amazing. Yeah, 6 people in there, 100 people are watching. You stuck for 2 hours. Oh man, that reminded me of 2-3. When patch 2.3 came out, had a bunch of people, had like 300 people in there watching me crash on the Nick Fury cutscene over and over again until I gave up and decided to play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I just finished the campaign. Hopefully they get a dub. Oh, they need one. Nick Fury cutscenes. To this day, Nick Fury's cutscenes, hardest boss in the game. Bruh, they do not want to give me this role. Oh yeah, no gameplay. This one is just a story trailer. But Jane's iconic outfit, her iconic design, I thought looked amazing. They did the alternative skins. If you pause during later in the video when she gets teleported to our world, they have some they give us a look at some of her alternative designs. They did their thing. I gotta see it in the game though. Gameplay stream Friday, Monday, yeah, probably. That makes the most sense for a dev stream. I just hope that IGN doesn't release a gameplay video of Jane at 4 o'clock in the morning again. That was so random. I'm like, bro, there's no way that was the embargo. You hope they continue to support Jane with skins like they would Spider-Man. I mean, they did support Spider-Man with skins. They just didn't, they just haven't released any lately. Spider-Man's also completely different because he's a PlayStation exclusive, so they don't like having Spider-Man skins as like the only skin that week, because that means that only the PlayStation players are going to be buying the new skin that week. So they try to go away from that. They gave him a bunch of skins. They gave him, in addition to the skins they launched with, they gave him almost every single one of his MCU looks. The only MCU and a couple more comic book looks. The only MCU look they didn't give him was the homemade suit and his No Way Home stuff. Crazy thing about that day, you literally woke up on accident and saw like 5 minutes later when they, I was the same, bro. That was such a stroke of luck, bro. Luckily I just randomly wake up all the time, like in the middle of the night. I was just at my computer and I got an IGN notification and I saw the Spider-Man trailer. I'm like, bruh, ain't no way. And of course, the haters of Avengers came to Jane's trailer. Of course, they love the game. They just don't want to admit it. So I paid the IGN to drop that trailer. Definitely not. I would have if I was paying them. I would have paid them to release that like at 8 a.m. or at least. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to get everything set up, record a video. I'm like, bruh, I'm trying to go back to sleep. I ain't trying to be up the whole time. Trying to cover y'all because y'all don't know how to read a freaking embargo order. Been playing Evil Dead lately. I still haven't played that game. Lejeune will stop playing Avengers after he's 175 with Jane. If Lejeune was going to stop playing just because of a 175, he'd have been stopped playing. This man been playing lately. I mean, he quit that one stream after he bugged out during the raid. But there's going to be plenty of mileage to get out of Jane. You're gonna have a bunch of Jane content you can make. You know how to build her up, best skills, best gear, best build, alternative builds, melee build, ranged build, Valor build, you know, cheeses. And then I'm expecting cloning labs to come out not too far out from Jane. So that's gonna be more content. There's plenty of stuff for Laajune to stick around. Plus he plus he loves Avengers. He can't get away from it. My thing is, haters always don't even know what's been going on with the game since release. Dealt one earlier that said they haven't released a new villain since launch, bro. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, they literally just hate on it for the clout. Like, they legitimately don't have no idea what they're talking about. There are some haters. Those haters are like the saddest. It's like, oh, bro, you literally have not paid attention to the game in nearly 2 years, and you're still talking about it. Like, go away. But arguably the sadder ones are the ones who follow the game religiously. They have all their noties turned on for the game, for the content creators. They're in every stream. They're under every tweet. All they do is say negative stuff about the game, despite the fact that it basically consumes their life. It's so weird. I've never seen anything like it for any other game. Yo, you have that's true. I think he only got like a couple characters at 175. He mainly plays Hulk. He's definitely neglected a lot of his other characters. But I know he's got Hulk and Spider-Man at 175. The expectation for Jane's are low to the point that not even Crystal can disappoint you. Hoping for Jane, her melee actually being good, maybe control the hammer. Haters are ridiculous these days, indeed. I'm a different breed apparently. If I don't like a game, I just don't talk about it. I just go about my day. Move on with my life. The RNG in this game, bro. They do not want to give me the piece. I can't get this piece on stream, bro. They won't let me. Yeah, I don't care at all if people like the game or not. Like, there are plenty of valid reasons to not like the game, but the people who don't know anything about the game and just hate on it for clout, it's like, wow. You have nothing better to do? You never seen someone that hates the game so much, talk so much about it? Or, then you have some people who literally have played this game for 4,000 hours who make hate videos about it. This is like, bruh, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing here? You have more hours in the game than all of the shows. Y'all really describing Smash Brothers players on Fire Emblem? Oh, really? Oh, good. So it's not a completely unique Avengers phenomenon. There are other weirdos like that. Like, it's so crazy to me. Anytime I play a game I don't like, I just move on. Like, I hated Dying Light 2, but you'll see me tweeting in response to every Dying Light 2 update saying dead game. like I don't following Dying Light 2 streamers, asking them why they still play this. Like, I don't care. Like, I have a life.
Back in the post-apocalypse. Does it seem dustier than last time?
You haven't gotten the pieces you wanted from the raid, so you're down bad still for Spider-Man and the Hulk. Fortunately, when the Corrupted Vibranium event rolls around, that old save scum gonna come in handy for trying to get some raid pieces. Because I know the hardest thing for me has been to get the vibranium payload minor artifact with the stat roll that I want. One game you seen people doing on Avengers. You can play the follow up on DCO. Don't see people doing that. Yeah, like I've looked at different games. I've been in a couple of different communities. I've been in Outriders. I, briefly was in Destiny. Like this is so weird. People are legit obsessed with this game and constantly using it for clout. Like I feel like every couple of months, some YouTuber drops a new video, drops pretty much the same video essay about what went wrong with Marvel's Avengers, and gets like 100,000 views, and it's literally the same video. Are you only looking for the elite stuff? Can't help you with that. That's a toughie. Some criticisms are valid. Most of the haters do it just because the others constantly complain about the game. Oh, for sure. There are plenty of valid criticisms, but they just don't seem to be able to produce them. It's kind of funny, but YouTube seems like it's because those recommended. Yeah. I checked my analytics to, use a research tool to see, what topics to cover. And Marvel's Avengers still rates high for searches. So this, obviously, there's still a big market for Avengers on YouTube. Especially. I'm a living testament to that. Except I haven't been cashing in on the hate Marvel's Avengers content, because that's limited. It's like you make one video about Marvel's Avengers sucks, and then that's it. Like there's nowhere to go from there. The game is bad because you suck at it. Just get good. That very limited, easy to do. So easy to do. It's so easy. I could make a amazing why Marvel's Avengers failed video. See, my recommenders are different for Avengers. I usually get recommended Laajune, Casual Avenger, Slight Stardust. Farms, glitches. I don't get a lot of Avengers hate content because I don't really... That stuff is so boring to me. You completed your day remains. Oof. That's rough. I mean, if you're just using day remains to open chests for gear farming, you can just use Snowy Tundra. Would I agree the game needs more content? Of course, who wouldn't agree with that? I've been saying that for literally 2 years. What the community doesn't agree on is what content the game needs. There are people with in this community with different opinions on what they want the game to be. Like, there are some people who hate the looter aspect of the game and want it to just be gotten rid of altogether. So those people want more story content geared towards, you know, single player, maybe some co-op. Then there's the people who love the looter stuff and they just want, you know, more loot farms, targeted farming, more loot-based features, and more multiplayer missions that reward them with good gear. And then there's some people who, you know, don't care about any of that. They just want heroes to pew 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 with. They don't care about the gear. They don't care that much about the story. They just want new characters, you know, to run around with. Looks like the devs are leaning them more towards the more heroes, more multiplayer, more villains angle, but we'll see how that actually ends up looking. Might pull an 8-hour stream for Jane. You know, once you get to 150, it'll slow down. I might pull a... I think I did 9 hours for Black Panther. Something like that. So, my stream's definitely gonna be up there. Cause it should only take like 20 to 30 minutes to hit 150 on Jane. And then I'm gonna spend the next couple of hours I'm gonna spend the next couple hours trying to get good gear so she's strong, and then it's straight to up from the depths to get that XP up. Then we'll run the raid once she's powerful enough. So we're gonna be on for a while. I don't know when I'm gonna start though, because I wanna make some Jane videos before I go live. So I'll probably download it, the update, make some videos, and then go live. Hope the event doesn't activate for her. To get her 150. Well, we mean activate. Like, the event is going to be live when she goes into the game. So all you have to do is just not get her to not do her event objectives. If she has one, I don't know if she's going to have an individual mission chain. I'm guessing she'll be eligible for the minor mission chain, for the big mission chain, the meta one. I don't know if she'll get a minor one, but she should get gear from the meta. So I would just not do that one and wait until Jane is 150. You be doing vids while streaming? This man a savage. I record videos while streaming. Like, I'll do like I'll do a if I know this it'll be a good segment, I'll like you know, set it up so that okay, this will be for the YouTube, and then I'll do that, and then that way I'll have an easy place to cut it up in Final Cut. That's how I do it. I just download it later, and that way I have clear parts of the video that I can chop up and make into content. But I got to be focused, so I got to make that content. Some of the content is going to be easy, so I'm just fire it off real quick. I have stuff already planned, so I can just fire it off real quick. Get that scheduled, and then I'll go live. You join once you get her to 150, so it shouldn't be too long. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get 3 other people that have their Janes at 150, and then we'll try to do the raid thing. I know Bob and his people are all sweats, so they're gonna have their teams, but I'm gonna just play it by ear. I just hope that I'm able to actually play the patch, because if we have another 2-3 incident where we load into the game and just immediately crash, I'm a snap, bro. I'm gonna go off. Definitely try to join. Yeah, if anyone's actually manages to get Jane Foster to 150 and like get a good build for her while at the same time that I do it on stream, then we can try to raid. We can try to do the all Jane raid. Yeah, so I think we'll get up from the depths again. I have no idea. It's possible, I guess, but maybe not probable. I mean, we got villain sectors. We got elite villain sectors back. After they removed, they had the elite villain sectors, then they removed them, and then they brought them back as part of their rework. So it's possible they'll let people get to farm the iconic missions again. But yeah, if you already completed it and it disappeared, I don't know if there's anything you'll be able to do about it. If you didn't create a backup save to reset back to before you completed it, not much you could do. Not really anything you could do. Now you popping consumables like crazy. I mean, you only need the one. Yeah, I'll legit can just drop a. I can legit just drop a 3-day one or a 1-day one. This guy ship protocols not dropping. I got mine. Oh, that sucks if you can't finish it. Have like 100 plus XP boosters. Yeah, I got more than enough for Thick Foster. I got enough for all the heroes that could be coming to the game in the next year. Is the Miss Marvel show a hit or a miss? It's not a commercial hit. No, it's the lowest rated Marvel show. It's their lowest rated Disney Plus Marvel show ever so far through the first 5 days. But it's scoring well among young Black, Hispanic, and Southeast Asians, and it's solid so far. I like it. I didn't have high expectations going into it, but it's pretty good. Nothing great, but I like it. Based on the hypotheticals, you think She-Hulk will probably be one of your favorites? Oh yeah. Oh sure. Based on Jane's iconic design, I think She-Hulk is definitely going to be one of my favorites. just from a looks department. Holy. Cannot wait for that She-Hulk comic story trailer. Did I hear Strange 2 comes to Disney Plus tomorrow? Yep. All right, they don't want to give me this piece, so I'm out of here. Appreciate you stopping by. Definitely an eventful day from Marvel's Avengers. Looking forward to what other Jane Foster information we get next. I'll keep an eye out on tomorrow. We'll see if they drop anything around the afternoon. I'll keep an eye out. If so, I'll go live as soon as I can. Appreciate the great Laajune stopping by. Definitely go follow him on Twitch, as well as sub to him on YouTube. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.